Now, I was out in the woods yesterday, as I am virtually every single day with the dog, at least once, and I got caught short. And that's not terribly unusual because I'm out so often. And it was at number 2, not a number 1. Now, number 1s are easy to deal with, especially for blokes. But I am reliably informed by a girl at work that there is a device for women that allows them to pee standing up. It's called a Shewee, all one word. So for those females who go hiking a lot, and especially for those females in the military, that might be a good thing to know about, so it might be worth looking up. Anyway, well, I did have a dog when I started out this morning. Where's my dog gone? Jess? Got no dog. Dog's disappeared. Should be after rabbits. On the railway line, probably. I've just got to get the dog. Okay, well, this is what had taken her interest. She hasn't killed it. That's been killed by something else quite a while ago. So that's nature, as I keep saying, very brutal. Right, let's move on then. I think certainly the crows have been at that. Right, well, that interrupted my train of thought. So there's this device called a Shewee for number 1s for females who need to stand up. I mean, this is a funny topic. It's not covered much, but I know it has been covered by one channel in particular I can think of. Perhaps it should be covered a little bit more, I don't know, because it is something that you need to know about when you're out in the woods, especially as much as I am. So we're going to go through the procedure for a number 2. And your first concern, of course, is that you've got toilet paper or the equivalent. And as it happens, I carry a first aid kit with me. I've got it in my pocket here now. I can't get it out with one hand. I need 2 hands to take it out, which is a bit dodgy in itself, isn't it? Needing 2 hands to take the first aid kit out of your pocket. I can get it out with one hand, actually. It's there. So it's enlarged a bit. It's the dog's first aid kit, but it's enlarged a bit. And I do have paper tissues in there for such a purpose. But, well, and any other purpose, of course. But if you're out in the wilderness, it's preferable to use natural material. Now, we're nowhere near sphagnum moss here, which is my preferred toilet paper, but we do have plenty of dock leaves of various sizes. For those who are not familiar with the dock leaf, so this is the dock leaf here. It does grow a lot bigger than this, and like with most leaves, you get a dull side and a shiny side, and like with most leaves as well, they are a bit fragile, so you might have to double or treble up on the thicknesses if you wanted to, and just be a bit careful. So as kiddies we would use the dock leaf, but well, as kiddies I also used sphagnum moss as well. But if you haven't got either, then you can usually find some big tree leaves. So now we've sorted out the toilet paper aspect of it, we need to find a location, and it needs to be secluded, because the last thing you want is to get surprised or to offend anybody and cause an incident. selecting a suitable location is important. So we've got a wooded area here where the light's going to drop off and you're not going to be able to see a thing, so that's not so good. But within here, I'm looking to make sure I'm not near a watercourse, I'm not near the farmer's crops, and I've got an area where I can bury my deposit. But not only that, I'm looking for a suitable area to squat down on, and the best sort of area would be sitting on a log. That would be the most stable, and especially if you're not used to this sort of thing. Okay, I will show you what I mean if I see such an area, but that's not all on your options. Your other option is to find a branch that you can hang on to, because you've got no toilet seat, remember, so you need some means to stabilise yourself. Just something like even just this, just so as you can hang on and squat down and give yourself a bit of support. I've got ground there that I can dig in, and there's plenty of sticks about, so I can use a stick for digging. You can't do anything now without a siren going off, can you? Now if you're camping out in a group and you're going to be there for a while, it's a good idea to select an area you're going to use as a latrine and to mark each deposit, so you're not digging up each other's deposit. But if you're going to be there for an extended period of time, then it's probably worth digging a long drop toilet and either just putting a couple of branches to sit on, or if you've got better facilities, then you can do that. You might want to take into account things like the wind direction, slopes and such. Dogs, if you've got a dog with you, you can of course get the dog to dig the hole. She's not always going to dig it in the right place though. There's a bit of litter down there, look. We might take that away with us. To prepare yourself for the event, you want to take off your rucksack, your coat, whatever else may impede you, and then just hang the rucksack up there. So we've hung the rucksack up, we took the dog's lead off. I'll have to get one of those grippy tripods for this this camera, something to hold it anyway other than my hand, something I could lash it to a tree with quite easily. Right, obviously I'm not going to go through the complete motions for the sake of the camera, but make sure you've got nothing in your pockets that's going to fall out. Car keys, for example, or money, or whatever else you might be carrying in your trouser pockets. And when you take your trousers down, make sure they're clear of the drop zone. And the drop zone would ideally be into the hole, but you might not target it correctly and you might have to knock it in with a stick. Bury it, and then if you are in a group or you're going to use that area again, mark it with a stick or something so you're not digging over the same hole. Right, well that was just a short one, I thought worth covering. I know it has been covered before, and I've got one YouTuber, very good YouTuber in mind, who has covered it. but because I had to implement it yesterday, and I did start filming the basics of it, but due to the light, I thought I would redo it today. 'Cause you don't like doing something and it being a write-off, so I've just gone over it again today. So hopefully that'll help some people. It's not aimed at the experienced bushcrafters, of course. I can tell you a funny story, because I've spent a lot of my life in the woods, especially as a kiddie. When I wasn't at school or having my dinner, I was probably up the hills, largely on my own as well. Life, of course, is never perfect, and sometimes you've just got to use a little ingenuity and a little compromise. So here I've got my equipment hung up. I've hung my rucksack up on a piece of hawthorn, and I've hung the coat up and the dog's lead up. There's nowhere really suitable, but I've found a piece of trunk there, and I can get out the way, Jess, come out the way. I can wedge that in the V of the hawthorn, and on the high side of the slope and it's still not at the ideal angle, but I still can squat over that safely, making sure I do get cleanly over it. And I've also got something to hang on to here, so I can lean back. Now, it might be that in a particular location you can't bury the item, in which case you're just going to have to put it in a poly bag and either take it home with you or dispose of it in some other way. So this is a bushcraft skill that you should learn, and you're going to find that we design bathrooms and toilets for a particular reason, to make life easy. It's in the outdoors, things are not as easy, so that's why it is worth practicing. So many people will suffer in the outdoors because they can't use the toilet, so it's something to practice. Right, enough said on this subject. I think we shall carry on our walk and get back home.